Hello everyone, welcome back to another Transformers haul vid. I went out this weekend and went to, 4 boot fairs this weekend. Found a few bits. I did go last week, but most of them were cancelled. There was a little bit of rain early in the morning and I think they all panicked and gave up. So there was only actually one boot fair out of, I think it was about 4 or 5 I was going to go to last week. But the rest of them cancelled stupidly because it actually turned out to be a nice day. But I did manage to get one figure that week. I got a Transformers Star Wars crossover, and it's like the clone trooper, like drop ship. He's missing like the 2 main weapons and the missiles, but other than that, it's not in bad nick. And sort of goes with the other Star Wars ones I've picked up recently. As to this week, I'll start off with the smaller sort of bits and bobs. I picked up one of the little figures of Ironhide, what you usually get in a 2-pack. Didn't find any others, so I'll just keep that one knocking around with some of the other little ones I've picked up. I picked up another one of those sort of game pieces of this time Cybertron Optimus Prime, and obviously he'd fire a missile or whatever from out of the blue gun. But again, not a bad little figure in its own right. And bearing they cost next to nothing to pick up, it's worth sort of me picking them up just to see what sort of collection of them I end up with. It wouldn't be a boot fair haul if I didn't find a Cyberverse Bumblebee, the old Camaro type. It's actually in good nick, but of course I've got that figure, so I'll be getting rid of that one. I did also find, slightly tatty on the windscreens, but a Cyberverse Springer, and again I've got him, so he'll be going. Another part of a larger figure, I found one of the PowerCore Combiner limbs, so that when you put it in it becomes like an arm. It's a little bit spindly, a little bit weird, but that's always something I can add to other figures, so I'll hang on to that. And that was only 5p anyway, so I picked it up. Other Cyberverse figures, I picked up a, like, I think it's a Commander class or something like that of the Cyberverse, or Leader class in Cyberverse. But the Sentinel Prime, he is missing his shield bit, which sort of leaves a bit of a hole in the top of the figure when it's in vehicle mode. But other than that, it's not bad, and in robot mode it doesn't really matter. So again, he was pence picking him up. I also picked up a Cyberverse Tankor, and again I've actually got that figure and I've actually done a review on that already. So again, this is a figure what will be going, probably just sell it on either at a boot fair or something like that. But quite a nice little figure in his own right, so he's worth picking up if you find him, like I have. Another more common one, but actually one I haven't got, so one I'll be keeping, a different version of Cyberverse Skids. He's got a bit of a loose arm on his big arm, but I'm sure a little bit of super glue will sort that ball joint out. So that wasn't a bad find, again, only a couple of pence. A couple of figures, there's a couple of bits missing, but a little Cyberverse set is a black Cyberverse, or again, Commander, I think they class him as, or something like that. Megatron figure, but he's missing his tanker parts, which become his sort of weapons, but doesn't really take away anything from the actual figure. And a slightly different Bumblebee figure, where he's got like flame effects in black up from his front wheels. So again, although a pretty common mould anyway of the Bumblebee, I will keep him because again he's slightly different because of that paint app. So not too bad in that way. And I think they retail when they're complete about 10 quid, I think, even now. So again, worth picking up. It's only, again, pence. Next one, it's missing a couple of bits, mainly his weapons and a windscreen, but it doesn't really take anything again away from the actual figure. And I'll just have to check. I wrote his name down, and it's Dune Runner from Return of the Fallen, Scout class. A nice little figure. I've already got a different version of him from the Ravage attack set, but that's a different figure, and for the life of me I can't remember his name, but that's a different repaint. So I will keep this guy, and it's quite nice as well, goes in quite well with the others. Even if he has got those bits missing, it doesn't really stand out or take anything away from it. The next one, and he's partially transformed because I'll have to look into how you actually transform this, as I ain't got the instructions, but his arms are a real pain. Is Dark of the Moon Deluxe Jolt. Now he's missing a little bit out the back there, like a bumper part, which is a little bit of a pain. I thought he was complete actually when I got him, other than the fact of course his Cyberverse weapons are missing. But other than that, he's in, he is in good nick, and it's probably going to be quite common I might find him again and get those back parts. But no, it's not bad. It's not the best colour scheme of a vehicle mode, and I'm not quite sure why he's got checker plate on his bonnet and his roof, but weird. That doesn't look right if it's supposed to be carbon fibre anyway. The next one is a mystery item, and I've even tried researching him and I can't find out who he is, so I'm asking everybody's help on this one. And it's a small Autobot jet. Now he looks like the Superior sort of combiner sort of ones from, say, like Armada or Energon. And he's got the Autobot logo in his chest. Can't find any Hasbro markings on him, so I can't find out even what year. But going by the silver chest part, I'm thinking Armada or Energon. But colour scheme, tried putting that in on the Transformer Land site. I can't find this figure. I've tried all the jets, just putting in for jets, and I cannot find him now. He has got little claw sort of like parts out to the side of his legs as well, and it sort of screams combiner, but it doesn't scream knockoff. With the fact it's got the proper Autobot logo in there, I'm pretty sure this is a genuine one, but I can't find where he's from. So that's something, if anyone knows, please message me, and at least I know what I've got there. The next figure was something actually I'm really quite chuffed. Although he's missing guns and a spoiler section, I've actually got Classics Ultra Magnus, and he's complete with his bumper and front wheels on the back there, and in pretty good nick generally. So quite chuffed to pick him up. I always like the Classics figures. To get one, I think he was about £1, something like that. It's fantastic to pick up figures. In fact, he hasn't got the other parts. Well, to be honest, the spoiler doesn't really matter that much in his truck mode, and the weapons, well, the smokestacks, they sort of double up as. It'd kind of be nice to have them, but it's not the end of the world. It doesn't take anything away from his robot mode anyway. Now the next one, I've got like the little Legends class sort of size figure of him, but I've come across this figure in, I suppose he's sort of near to leader class, but not too sure because it depends on what scale they were classing him as. And I found a Cybertron Optimus Prime. Now I believe, I'll get it in the shop, I believe they're supposed to have like a trailer with cannon parts, which I didn't come across, though I did think I actually saw some of those parts on another stall, but they were in pretty tatty condition and it wouldn't really have looked right because this figure's actually in good nick. So again, might be one I could well come across again on another boot fair, so it's worth picking him up. And again, he was like £1. No electronics or any extra bits. I think he had a matrix and a sort of gun, what fires a missile and that. But again, if he's a common figure, I might well find those parts again. I do like the little gimmick as well of where he's got a mouth and then he's got his mouth sort of shield as well, where it just flips up and down. It's quite a neat little gimmick. But yeah, well worth picking up. Before I get to my final bit, I would also say, not from the boot fair, but I did pick them up off Amazon, these two particular bits. I did get 2 more of the Armada DVDs. It's not the best series in the world, but it's actually sort of growing on me a little bit more. Watched them straight through, and they weren't too hard going, but not bad. Some of the storylines are a little bit weird, but there you go. What I did also get from boot fair, I got this for £1 and I was really chuffed, and I haven't even got all the way through it yet. I actually got a Simon Furman Transformers sort of guide, the ultimate guide, it's classed as. And this is a book well worth picking up. If you find this second-hand or even brand new, it's well worth having this. I'm surprised I haven't come across it before. And again, a fantastic boot fair find. Absolutely mint condition. There's nothing other than some minor scratches that you'd probably get if you owned it yourself. But nothing what's that visible. And £1. Again, that's brilliant. And like I say, fantastic read. He goes through all of the storylines, even the cartoons, talking about the Marvel comics, both American and British. Goes through into Beast Wars. I open it up on a odd page. I mean, he's obviously done sort of some of the artwork themselves, but it covers some of the toy lines. Let's find a good page for you, such as some of the Japanese G1 toys. Goes through sort of bits like that. Some of the special teams, mentioning that, and again some great artwork they've done for these books. Like I say, it goes through the, if I can get it into shot, goes through some of the TV seasons, going through the storyline, comics, the movie, obviously like the G1 movie, but even backstory, even things like explaining all the locations on Cybertron, all that sort of thing. Really good in-depth sort of like little book, and like I say, well worth picking up. You find this even like brand new price. It hasn't got a price on this, so I can't give you an idea, but if you haven't got this book, you really want to get that one. Great read. And for the final part, what I picked up at Boot Fair, and this also is kind of a coincidence because Bumble Blogging had put a sort of message on one of my other videos saying about how he likes G1 but he can't pick them up cheap. Well, I actually picked up a figure I don't actually have, so I was quite chuffed in that. And I actually picked up, although I'm not mad on them, but for the sort of money we're talking about, I can live with them. And I picked up Octopunch. Now, he's obviously a G1 Pretender. Now, obviously, he's not complete. He's got his helmet, which is a good thing for him to have. Obviously, it's the main shell, but inside he does have, if I can get it, he's getting his head out, he does have his little Pretender robot. Now, he's missing like a large sort of sword weapon, the two sort of crab claw sections, because this little robot transforms into a little crab. He's missing his two claws, like each side, and he's missing his little gun as well, which I will try and look out for. And again, you never know, I might even pick them up at a boot fair, but it would be nice, sort of like, you know, if I can find them even like somewhere like eBay or somewhere like that, and be able to complete him. But the weird thing was, where I researched him to see which bits are missing, I always thought that he had a trident, yet it's a sword weapon, which is a bit strange because I always remember him having a trident from the comics. But anyway, like I say, you take the helmet off, he's got his weird little head inside as well. Actual condition of the figure, he needs a little bit of a clean, but other than that, it's in pretty tidy condition. The paint's pretty good, not chipped, not marked. There's one of the little Pretender clips is broken on one foot on the inside, but it doesn't actually stop the shell fitting together properly. So a really good G1 find, and really good for me as well. Like I say, I haven't actually got this figure before, so not bad for £1. I don't think many Transformers fans would sneeze at that. So it's possible to collect some G1 even at boot fairs these days, especially where people are having a bit of a clear out. If money's getting tighter and that, they might find, you know, go up into the loft and find Dad's old toys. You never know. But anyway, that's my latest boot fair haul. Hope you've enjoyed that. Like I say, if anyone knows anything about what that other jet is, I'd be grateful to know what character name it is and what line it's from, as I can't find out myself so far. Yeah, anyway, I shall see you again for another review, Thank everyone for watching and everyone who's subscribed, and I shall see you again. Thanks for watching.